Hey there, and welcome to today's class. Today's class will be a full body daily yoga flow, just to get our bodies really active and moving, and just get a nice little sweat going. So, we're going to begin laying down on our backs, with our legs straight, hands by our sides, eyes closed. And we're just going to take the next few moments just to tune in with our bodies. Take note of how we're feeling. Notice any tension or stress we might still be holding on to. And just take a few deep, calming breaths as we just relax here on the mat. And then keeping your left leg bent straight, you're going to bend your right leg, hugging it into your chest, grabbing either the back of your knee or onto your shins. And finally, we're just going to draw some circular motions with our knee, giving ourselves a nice little gentle hip massage as we move in the one direction. And we can change over in the other. And then releasing our right hand, laying it out to the side. We're going to take our left hand and pull our leg over to the left as we come into a supine twist. Then you have the option to also maybe turn your head and gaze to the right. Pulling your leg back up to center. We can swap over to the other side. So straightening your right leg. So you bend your left, hugging it into your chest. And once more drawing some nice circular motions with your knee. Before changing over in the other direction. And then relaxing your left arm to the side as we pull our leg over to the right. And turn our head to gaze to the left. And bring your head and your legs back to center. You can bend your right knee, bring your legs together as we come into a ball shape, holding onto your knees. We can just rock our bodies from side to side, giving ourselves a gentle back massage. You have the option to either stay here, or you can also open your legs out slightly, come into a half happy baby. You just rock left and right. And then bringing our legs back to center, we're going to grab underneath our knees and we're going to rock back and forth. As we just move up and down, slowly building momentum. And then when you're ready, you can come meet me in a boat pose. So hovering off your lower back, you keep your knees bent. And you can either choose to keep your hands by your sides, or you can bring your fingers down to the mat just to help with the balance. So we just hold here, pulling our shoulders back, keeping our back nice and straight. Engaging our core for 2, 3, 4. And then crossing your legs over each other. You're going to roll over, come to meet in a tabletop. In a hands and knees position. And here we're just going to make some circular motions, work our bodies over our wrists. Just to get some mobility and stretches going. As we move in the one way. Followed in the other. And then going into a cat-cow, we're going to tuck our back toes. And taking a breath in, we're going to dip our belly down, lifting our head up. As you do, you're going to push your hips back towards your heels. And On your exhale, bring your chin to chest as you round your back out, pushing your upper body forward. Inhale to push back into your cow. And inhale forward into your cat. Just going back and forth. Really focusing on the movement as you take some nice even breaths. And going through one last round. You can come back to a neutral spine, keeping your toes tucked in. We're going to begin hovering our knees or up off the mat and just swaying our hips and our knees to opposite ends, just making sure to get every little stretch in our core and our sides before finally lifting our hips up, straightening our back out as we come into a downward dog. In our down dog, we can just do a quick pedal, walking our dog out, bringing one heel down at a time. And then we're going to walk our feet towards the top of the mat, coming to meet me in a forward fold. Here we can just hang out for a breath, swaying our body left to right. And then keeping our chin tucked into our chest, we're going to slowly roll ourselves up, coming into a standing position, rolling our shoulders back, palms facing forward into our Tadasana. And from here, we're going to take a breath in, lifting our hands up, gazing towards the sky. Exhale, coming back down to a forward fold. Inhale to lift our chest up halfway. And exhale, bring our hands down to the mat, stepping back into a high plank. So we hold here for a breath in. Exhale, we're going to lower our knees down before bringing our chest and our chin all the way down to the mat. Before keeping our hands below our shoulders, we push our chest up to come into a cobra. And then exhale, tucking our toes as we lift our hips up to come into a downward dog. Holding here for a breath in. Exhale to walk our hands back to the top of the mat. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. And inhale to slowly roll ourselves up one more time, bringing hands above our head. And exhale, bringing hands back down to sides. And on our next inhale, we're going to take a step back with our right foot, coming to a high lunge, toes facing forward with our hands up above our head, for gently cactusing our arms out to the side and letting our head fall back to come into a back bend. Straightening up from our back bend, we're going to turn towards the right, dropping our back heel as we open up our arms, making a straight line from our front fingers to the back to come into a warrior two. And then flipping your front palm, throwing it over your head as you drop your back hand either down to your back leg, or you can do a half bind behind your back as we reverse our warrior. Coming back into our warrior two, heel to our back foot slightly forward before turning our back foot to face the front. And with our hands behind our back, we can take a breath in, pulling our shoulders back, opening our chest. And as you exhale, hinging over your hips, you bring your chest down to come into a pyramid before relaxing into the fold. Then lifting your chest up halfway, and bend your front leg slightly as you Put all our weight into our front leg, raising our back leg up, bringing it in line with our spine to come into a warrior 3. Focusing on your breath as you look to a single spot in front of you to help with the balance. And then exhaling, we're going to bring our hands down to the mat, bringing our right hand next to our left foot. And with our left hand grabbing onto our left ankle, we're going to kick our back leg up as high as we can for standing splits. And then very slowly and controlled, dropping our back foot down. You bring your left hand down to the mat, stepping back into a high plank. Holding here for a breath in. Exhale, you have the option to drop your knees or you can keep them straight as we lower ourselves down to Chaturanga. Inhale to push our chest up for Cobra. Before exhaling, tucking our toes back into our downward dog. Once more, walking our feet back to the top of the mat. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. And on your inhale, stepping back with your left foot now as you raise our chest and our hands up to come into our high lunge. Before cactusing our arms out to the side and letting our head fall back into our bend. Straightening ourselves up, dropping our back heel as we bring our right hand forward, left hand back, coming into a warrior 2. And then flipping your front palm, throwing it over your head as you drop your back hand or do a half bind behind your back. Moving back into a warrior 2, heel turn your back foot slightly closer. You turn your left toes to face the front, hands behind your back as we take a breath in to prepare. And exhale, folding forward over our front leg. For releasing our arms and relaxing over our front leg. Breathing into a half lift. And exhale, slightly bending your right leg as you raise our left leg up, bring it in line with our spine to come into our warrior 3. Focusing on keeping your hips nice and square. Bring your left hand down to the mat, grabbing onto your right ankle. We kick our left leg up as high as we can for our splits. And very slowly lowering our back leg down, planting both hands as we step back into our high plank, holding for a breath in, exhale to lower, inhale to push up for your back bend of choice, before exhaling back into our downward dog. And from your down dog, you come meet me in a seated position facing the long side of your mat. As we bring both our feet together, come into a butterfly seat. And depending on how intense you want to stretch, you can either keep your feet further away or you can bring them slightly closer just to increase the intensity. And then fluttering our legs up and down just to build some warmth and get some blood flowing in our hips. before relaxing our knees down to walk our hands out in front of us, bring our chest and head down to another fold. Rolling yourself back up, straightening your front leg out, keeping your right leg bent. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to bring your left hand down next to your left leg. As you raise your right hand up, open your chest out to the right. As we lean over, reaching over to go for our left foot. Slowly rolling yourself back up. Bring your left hand to your right knee and with your right hand just behind your back for support. Breathing in, we're going to pull our shoulders back, opening our chest out. And as you exhale, we're going to go into our twist, pulling our right shoulder as far back as we can. And if your neck feels fine for it, you can turn it to gaze behind you. Releasing yourself from your twist, then we can move on to the other side. So right leg straight, with the bottom of our left foot against our right thigh. And placing your right forearm next to your right leg. Open your chest out as you take your left hand and reach to go and grab your right foot. Straightening yourself out. Bring your right hand to left knee, left hand just behind your back. Breathing in to prepare. And exhaling into our twist. And then coming out of our twist, you can come meet me laying on your backs with both your knees bent, feet together. And you move your feet just close enough, just to the point where you can touch your heels with your fingers. And moving into a bridge pose, you're going to start by bracing your feet on the mat and lifting your hips and then your back, raising it up into our bridge so we have a nice straight line from our knees to our shoulders. You have the option to clasp your hands below your lower back and maybe even lifting your heels up to come onto your tippy toes. Then release your hands to drop your heels and your back and your hips. And then bring your feet together and let your knees fall over to the sides. So you come into a reclined bound pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. And place your right hand on your stomach, left hand on your chest. Closing your eyes, and you're going to lay here for a few moments. Just feeling your chest and stomach rise and fall with each breath in and out. And then you have the option to either stay as is. You can straighten both your legs out, bring your hands by your sides. So we lay here in our Shavasana. Bringing your focus back to your breath. Taking a deep breath in through your nose. And relaxing as you let it out through the mouth. Waking your body up. Moving your fingers and toes. Followed by your wrists and ankles. And then bring your hands up above your head. So you do a nice full body stretch like we're waking up in the morning. And then you have the option to stay laying on your back, or you can turn over onto your sides for pushing yourself up. You can meet me in a seated position with your eyes still closed. As we just take a moment to reflect, soak up the practice. We give ourselves a little mental pat on the back for making time for ourselves and looking after ourselves. And then bring your palms together up to heart center. We can take one last breath in. And as you exhale, we can bow to close our practice. I hope you enjoyed that class. Hope you found some benefits, something that you can incorporate into your daily lives. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything else you would like me to do or teach. And I hope to see you again soon on the yoga mat.